I was always the kid that was holding everyone else back. Like, I was a big kid always. And now, like, I ran a 5K last weekend. Like, never ran a 5K. I'm the one pushing them forward. I'm the one waiting on them. And I'm just like, this isn't terrible at all. This is like, oh, wow, this feels good. It feels good to be able to do more than some of the people around me.
I don't see binge behavior from any of us anymore.
I'm 44 today, and I would say I have more energy than I did when I was 13. So when that word sustainable kind of became our buzzword in our family, that really helped me start to put some things into perspective of, like, nothing I'm going to do is going to be a drastic or a rash movement, because this has to work for me till I'm 102.
And I want to thank Terra Health. Like, this wouldn't be possible without you guys.
So that support.
It's a different journey in watching the scale go back up. But what I've realized is, like, for my long-term health goals and longevity, I want to put on some more muscle. And, you know, I'm not down to the body fat percentage that I want to be at, but I was in a deficit for so long, my body had quit responding to it. So it's a new journey, but it's going well. But there's sure mental games with it. The alcohol thing, I was telling Suzanne the other day, like, it is not taking up any energy, any brain space anymore. Like, I can drink when I want to, and when I want to drink is not that often. This just hits me right now. Like, we just came through the Thanksgiving holidays. I had plenty of opportunities to drink. I didn't have any alcohol last week, or this, which is only Tuesday, but it felt great. I never
think about it.
There were a couple times, like Saturday or Thanksgiving Day, we were in that turkey trot, and then I went hard. I almost hit my goal. I wanted to run under 30 minutes for a 5K. I did it in 31:30, I think, which is still a record. But then I was pretty exhausted and spent most of the rest of the day on the couch watching football. And there were a couple times I was like, man, I should go grab a drink. Like, it'd be fun to sip on a bourbon while I'm doing this. And I just never got around to it. If I really would have wanted to, I would have got up and had a drink, but I didn't. And what's awesome is I have had and have a great support group. Like, that's what's so cool. I mean, I started this journey by myself with the support of Terra, but by now our whole family supports each other and I guess holds each other accountable. But when one of us is wanting to go off the rails, the others are there kind of, and it just like why would we? I don't see binge behavior from any of us anymore. And
I think as a family, we've gotten it's helped us get really clear on health goals, but big picture goals. And not a one of us can accomplish what we want to accomplish in life. That's running businesses, writing books, all these things, if we don't have our health. We started working with the word sustainable. And that's what started to make sense, because in the past, like everybody else, had done a lot of the things. I always claimed that I had never dieted, but I cut calories all my life. I underate all my life. I was lacking in energy. I'm 44 today, and I would say I have more energy than I did when I was 13. So when that word sustainable kind of became our buzzword in our family, that really helped me start to put some things into perspective of, like, nothing I'm going to do is going to be a drastic or a rash movement, because this has to work for me till I'm 102. For it to be longevity thing, it has to be something that I'm not going to quit.
First thing we tweaked was our fiber intake. I mean, the first thing we committed to was having vegetables,
right? Some
sort of vegetables at every meal, and that was where we started the change.
It's satisfying, satiating, and there's not this mindset of I can never eat pasta again, or I can never have sweets again. I can. I just do them in the right order.
I have started tracking. I never tracked in Terra. All Terri had me do was take pictures of my meals, and then she would give me some feedback based on that. But that actually prepared me for after Terra Health of what was the next step for me. For me, it's been a process to get there. It just didn't magically happen.
I'm a senior in high school. I do welding at a Votech here, and I work here and there for my dad or sister. But for me, I started just kind of piggybacking off of them at the start of summer of last year. And I was like, oh, they're getting 10,000 steps a day. I'm going to go for a few walks here and there, see how I feel.
I see him choosing healthy things over and over. That's what his body wants. He's eating what he wants, and it doesn't include very much, if any, of the ultra-processed foods and stuff. He's eating veggies and good protein, and it's pretty amazing.
One of my biggest motivations as of right now to be able to keep going is I was always the kid that was holding everyone else back. Like, I was a big kid always, and I felt like, oh, I'm holding y'all back. Like, y'all are waiting for me. And now, like, I ran a 5K last weekend. Like, never ran a 5K. Maybe once when I was in first grade, and it was like, I ran a 36-minute, which isn't fast compared to people my age, but I came down from 270 pounds, first of all. Second of all, I broke my leg. Earlier this year, my doctor told me I wouldn't run for another year. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll prove you wrong. And then now I'm just like, my friends, I'm the one pushing them forward. I'm the one waiting on them. And I'm just like, this isn't terrible at all. This is like, oh wow, this feels good. It feels good to be able to do more than some of the people around me. But it is still hard to see like kids who have been blessed by the golden finger or whatever in the way that they started working out in 7th grade because of football, and they just kept working out. They can eat. They never had to do any of the mindset work or any of the actual insanely hard physical work that I've done in the way that I have done it. Like, they just have had this for half their lives now. You know what? For me, that's okay. I'm like, okay, I'm not behind them, because they're going to have to figure out once they get out of high school and outside of sports, they're going to have to figure out what motivates them to keep their body healthy. And for a lot of people, that's hard. For me, I'm like, well, I have mountain biking, I have running, I have walking, I have hiking. All of this stuff is what makes me want to keep going. It's the being able to be outside, being able to be active, I guess. It honestly isn't that much more expensive for a college kid to cook his own food, and it be really good food, even if he's going out and partying on the weekends, whatever. Eating better food will help with anything. Like, he's going to feel more focused, he's going to feel better rested, happier, all that, just by changing up a little bit of his diet.
And you're really good at making those meals. He's stood over the stove 1,000 times, and he said, anybody can make this, and it's really good food, like top tier.
And I want to thank Terra Health. Like, this wouldn't be possible without you guys.
About that support. I have to say this about Terra Health, because I watched Cory coach with Terri, and I believe that probably the biggest gift she gave him was hope that this could change. You know, this wasn't a fad or something that you could lose 20 pounds and then it would bounce back up to 40. She gave him that hope that this could be a forever thing for him, for our family. And support that is so hope-filled like that, there aren't words to describe the benefit of that.